Hello guys, welcome into the channel. My name is Rob. If you are new, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and don't forget to hit that like button if you do enjoy this video. The question for this video is, when the stock markets get into a bear market, which there are clear signs that we might be starting that right now, will traditional money from the stock markets move into the crypto space? And there are some interesting numbers I want to cover in this video that hint that yes, traditional stock market money will flow into crypto. Now, starting off right off the bat, I'm not talking all the money in the stock markets. If we look at just the US stock market, we're talking 25 trillion in the S&P, 10 trillion in the Nasdaq, 7 trillion in the Dow Jones, with the crypto space only being just above that $100 billion mark. So it's only going to take a fraction of this traditional capital to come into the crypto space in order to really skyrocket crypto. And that is keeping in mind crypto is a worldwide asset. This is just numbers from the US stock market, not including all the stock markets around the world, which equal a lot more capital. So a very small amount of the capital in traditional markets need to come into crypto in order for it to really explode from its tiny $100 billion level. And this really goes to show how tiny crypto still is. I mean, we're talking $25,000 billion just in the S&P 500, where the crypto space is sitting at just over $100 billion in total. So even if it just gets drips of this traditional capital into the crypto space, it's really going to do wonders for the overall market cap of crypto. Now, with that in mind, if you haven't seen the stock markets lately, we hit bear market territory with a 20% drop. Here is the Dow Jones here, bottomed out at 19.37%, right around there. And we have seen a bounce back in recent days, back up to the 20 MA level and the bottom side of this descending channel that we had been in. And the Dow itself, along with the other US stock markets, are acting very technically. You can see of this move we made where we bottomed out during our last little down move we had back in the beginning of 2018 to the top. I put on the fib retracements for there, and we went down exactly to the 141% retracement down here before getting the bounce and pulling us back up to that 100%, that previous low we saw down here before we took off. So the stock markets are acting very technically, but what I want to talk about is the indicators we've seen that suggest that this traditional money that is coming out of the stock markets will go into crypto if we reach an extended bear market in the traditional stock markets. So starting off, I want to pull up some research done by Wall Street Journal through this Cointelegraph article. And this is just showing a correlation between Bitcoin and gold as well as the VIX. So this was actually research done by the firm Excalibur Pro Incorporated. And over this last part of the down move here, this down move we saw back here, we saw some interesting correlation data between Bitcoin itself and gold and the VIX. So Bitcoin and gold had a 0.84% correlation during that 5-day period, where -1 indicates complete inversion and +1 perfect correlation. So we're pretty high up there in terms of correlation between gold and Bitcoin itself, as well as with the VIX. Bitcoin saw a 0.77% correlation with the VIX volatility index. So both gold and the VIX tend to spike when there's panic in the markets and the markets are falling. Anytime the markets fall, that brings volatility, and the VIX being an instrument that tracks volatility, we see spikes in volatility. And with gold being considered a safe haven, people tend to run to gold. So with this recent down move we've seen in the traditional stock markets, we've seen gold and the VIX both uptick, and Bitcoin correlate with them pretty closely, with 0.84% to gold, 0.77% to the VIX. Now, these are both instruments and trading vehicles that traditional investors use. So the high correlation that we see in both gold and VIX compared to Bitcoin suggests that not only were traditional money, traditional investors running into the VIX for a trade, running into gold as a safe haven, they were also running into Bitcoin. And that is also evident by this claim here. This article talks about a big chunk of Ripple being moved to an unknown wallet. So about $5.5 million worth of Ripple were moved to an unknown wallet, along with 30,000 ETH, which is 3.7 million, and 1,690 Bitcoin, which is $6.4 million in USD value. Now, with all these happening around the same time, we see big chunks of some of the top cryptos, Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, seeing new unknown wallets created with $5 million, $6 million, $4 million worth of crypto being added to those wallets, along with the strong correlation we are seeing during the last down move we saw. These are clear signs that traditional money during a traditional market extended bear run, like which it looks like we're starting to see now in the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and really markets around the world, these are the first signs we're seeing that they will be moving money into Bitcoin as a safe haven, along with the traditional vehicles they use, gold, putting trades in the VIX, etc. And just based on history, a bear market has to be getting close. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, just what I see in the charts, and really, to me, just common sense. We're at almost 10 years in this bull run, and that's reaching the upper limits of what we see bull runs sustained for, as well as factors like rising interest rates, which come at the top of a bull run before it turns down, or just at the start of a bear market, and the trade war we're seeing between the US, China. None of these things are good for the value of the stock market in general. So it's looking more and more clear every day that a bear market, if it hasn't started already, is definitely getting close. You know, that's not to say we couldn't bounce back up here again. You know, the Fed could inject huge amounts of capital again like they did during the last crash to keep this market afloat. But, you know, if they do that, that just brings the value of every dollar down and is a reason why everyone loves Bitcoin. There's only ever 21 million Bitcoin out there. So the Fed can do things to keep this market up and afloat, but it wouldn't be good for the value of the dollar, which is good for Bitcoin. So I'll be keeping my eye on this correlation data between gold and the VIX and Bitcoin, because from what we're seeing here, and this is, you know, the first real sign, the first real major down move we've had, and really, I mean, it's 10 years almost coming from a top. And the entire life of Bitcoin, the stock markets have been in a bull market, so we have no data to go off of as far as what Bitcoin does when the traditional markets get into a bear market. So for me, watching the correlation data between the VIX, between gold, as well as seeing hints from new wallets being created with $3, $4, $5, $6 million worth of crypto being added into those wallets, are really clear signs that traditional money from traditional markets, one avenue for a safe haven is going to be crypto. And like I said in the beginning, you know, it doesn't have to be much. It doesn't have to be all the traditional capital. It doesn't have to be half the traditional capital. It doesn't have to be a quarter of traditional capital. It has to be a very small percentage of traditional capital coming into crypto to explode the crypto space. Because when you look, this is just US stock market and not even counting the Russell small caps. We're talking huge trillions and trillions of dollars, with the crypto space, the entire crypto space, sitting at just over 100 billion. It's not going to take much of this, a very small percentage, to get the crypto markets back up to all-time highs and over that 1 trillion total market cap number. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. I found this correlation data here from Excalibur Pro via the Wall Street Journal very interesting, that we are at this high of a correlation between both gold and the VIX here over the huge drop we saw in traditional markets. And if that correlation continues and the markets continue down, that'll be a clear sign that traditional money, or at least some of traditional money coming out of the stock markets, are going into crypto, which should explode crypto to new all-time highs. So that's my thoughts, guys. Just wanted to share it with you. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. I'm just now getting back into the swing of things, so more streams will be coming up here, as well as videos, getting back on that, trying to do every day a video or a stream. So again, if you are new and not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like on it. And if you're not on Brave browser yet, check out the first link in the description. Get on Brave, start earning crypto for browsing the internet. But that's going to do it for me for this one. I will see you guys soon in the next one. And as always, stay living that crypto money life.